We're back again with the Dark Magician. This time to explain my fan-made Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie series timeline. Because it would be nice to get like an official sort of timeline of how things are going to go. And because might as well check it out.
Hey Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Magician 84 here.
See how this all works out throughout everything. Plus it has been going on for a while. It's good to have it in actual line.
Explain my movie series timeline.
Again, you've been going on for a while, so having an actual timeline helps things.
Pretty simple.
Next will be an iceberg. Then a freaking tier list. Remember when tier list were the big thing on YouTube? 2020 was a weird time.
I must admit, due to the development hell that is making this bigger movie.
It happens. It's fine.
So,
it's getting content on in the meantime,
nice
right?
Simple.
They're always posting something.
To explain. So,
Never a dull moment on Richardson's channel.
I did for Halloween 2021. That takes place in Halloween 2021.
That's simple.
Yeah, the first movie I ever created.
4 years ago.
It was quite a step up for the kinds of videos I do. It just felt like something fun, random. It was a spur of the moment thing I wanted to do.
Yeah, something for fun. Why not?
With some editing after playing some Halloween themed games with Earthbound Immortals, vampires, evil heroes.
Yeah, if you're having fun, might as well be like, you know what? I want to just stick with this.
Skull.
So this is that simple.
What was the other one? Hands of Danger. Starting with this little video clip.
Okay.
Which one is it?
What about Coca Paper?
I haven't drawn hands.
It's a poo.
If you're playing with friends, put on the demonic social for fun, and it's like, I have an idea. Also, it's the lizard Earthbound.
I've still got a few
Chuchu
minutes. Why are you
Chalu or
going for
something, I
me?
think. Don't ask me to pronounce his name. Besides Kokapakapoo, after that I'm kind of Asilipiscu, Chuchu Chalua, Rurakuskaraska, then I'm fucked. Oh, Uru. Uru's easy.
Notice time. We discard a dust.
I'm gonna normal roll him off right. Okay.
What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do?
Let's get Evil Fusion. Dark Fusion, my bad.
Damn.
Okay.
Apparently there's an immortal who doesn't have the letter U. The letter U in its name.
Prodigy was a time when they kind of hated their audiences being able to read. Like, you had the Earthbound Immortals, good luck saying half of those. And then they printed the Nordic gods, they just like, have even more luck. There's poor dub, or there's poor dub in some voice actors.
That takes place in
Like Thor, Odin, Loki, easy enough. Everything else, you're fucked.
The second one, the time travel adventure.
That's fun to see. I would play with some friends if I got an idea.
Place, round about May the 5th, 2022. The same date as the 15th anniversary.
I remember that one. The second movie is the 15th anniversary, which made me think this was going on for longer than it was,
When
but
I first started doing YouTube content.
Unfortunately, apparently he deleted his original channel by accident. Oops.
Where things
Big oops.
start to get a little bit mixed up. You see, after the time travel movie...
I mean, it was a panic attack over Kappa. I'm pretty sure it was just an either way an accident with mistaking deeply regrets.
Dragon Master 25 wanted to get involved in a follow-up to it, and so did Weber's 5, and then Emma did. Not necessarily a Yu-Gi-Oh movie, she just wanted to be in a movie that I make. So I thought I'd combine these ideas together to fit their needs, basically.
It would work out.
Now, obviously, at the end of the time travel movie, you can see that it's implied that the cyborg and the demon will
Fused.
basically work together. Well, I'm not trying not to give away any spoilers for this bigger movie.
You don't want to give away too much. Had to think of a way to say this without spoiling
Yeah,
anything.
let's just say that Dragon Master wanted to bring in a character that he plays, which has some sort of connection to the cyborg.
So we'll be
What
seeing
character
more
he
in
played,
future.
I
Alright.
can't say at this time.
That's fine. Keep it up. It's ominous enough. You got the point across.
Now, for
Just a little
the whole
tease.
storyline, the whole idea behind the whole thing, we've got it all on lockdown, so we know what the story is, we know what we want to have happen, but obviously it's still nowhere near finished. I mean,
Naturally.
scripting for the last duel is still in progress, and there's still scenes that we haven't filmed yet.
Go
There are
figure.
lots of other scenes we've filmed.
Especially having during
I mean,
because
the
that
first
was
lot
locked
of
down.
scenes, we've filmed those, put those together, and so far, that's 47 minutes worth. But obviously we don't know how long the whole thing is going to be. Could be 2 hours.
Could be 2 minutes.
2.5 hours. I don't know.
It's not going to be 2 minutes, but imagine.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. But yeah, there's lots of time constraints, along with the fact that I moved away like 2 years after we first started working.
Oh, that double sucks. You have a lot of footage and you're saving it, but it's hard to do it together now.
Yeah,
Ugh.
there's also the
That's
question
rough.
of where it fits in the timeline, along with the fact that other movies have happened which are meant to take place before that, which brings me to the third one, the second Halloween one, with the first appearance of Dr. Longnose.
Fan favorite character.
Long nose. Oh, shut up.
He's just on screen. Still bitter.
So, yeah, obviously that's meant to take place before the big movie.
Checking on a dog. Heard a noise.
And then, so is the one
Make sure
after
it's not gonna
that,
get into
which was
mischief.
my 300 subscriber special, Darkquisition versus the Last Duel Boss. And that
Which makes
one
you ask what happened to the first
was
four.
supposed to
Sounds-
take
Joke.
place before the big movie happens, hence why in the title I put in the brackets the calm before the storm, which is meant to imply that that big movie is supposed to happen next.
But
And that's why I've been hesitant to throw in any more movies involving my movie series character, and yet there's about 3 or 4 others.
Fair enough.
involving that, which I'll get to in a moment.
we're trying to keep the movie
I just
series separate
feel
from
like if I made
the individual things,
any
like almost like a
after-
TV series versus a
after
movie,
saying
for lack of a
the
better
calm
term.
before the storm, then it just feels like that would have been a lie and something misleading, and I don't want to do that, obviously.
Especially if you can end up doing it.
And then what was the one after that? wasn't quite the Christmas Chaos tournament. It was the 4th anniversary movie for Team Sorcerers, which
I believe so, yeah.
came next.
Having a list out in front of my puppy, he might be using like his phone for the recording, and that's his main source. Plus, you don't want to look right at the camera.
The 4th anniversary for Team Sorcerers happened in November 2023. Now, what I haven't decided on, or what hasn't been decided on, is whether or not the 2 movies done on Team Sorcerers is either taking place on the same timeline as my movie series,
Or an alternate
or
one.
whether it's happening on an alternate timeline.
You don't know if you want to make it canon or not. Well, not it wouldn't be non-canon, just not as main canon, I guess. I don't know. But it's a good thing to bring up, I guess. It's like it's canon, but it also
the 5th anniversary
best of both worlds.
movie, that was the Team Sorcerers special, whereas the 4th one was the Reaper Unleashed. But the Team Sorcerers special, again, the 5th year anniversary, that happens in November 2024. Although my movie character does mention about the Sinister One, as if I'm still doing the investigation to find out who the Sinister One is.
Still going into that sort of thing. You might have had a reveal at the end of the last episode.
Ends
Who
up
knows?
being a dream. So, it hints at the possibility that it's on the same timeline as my movie series, but again,
Not sure yet.
that's something I haven't worked out. So, in regards to whether or not it's in an alternate timeline or alternate universe,
I guess for now we'll just say
on the
alternate,
same
just for sake of
timeline as
simplicity.
my movie series, I'm going to leave that up to you guys to figure out.
The viewer's decision, I guess. It's canon if you want, it's
which
not
of
if you
the two
don't.
it is.
I don't see a
course,
problem with it
until,
being canon, but
like either me or
probably don't want
wants
anything to like
say
overwrite in
otherwise.
case he says one thing and then the other thing ends up happening.
But yeah, then there's the the Christmas Chaos tournament starring Evie Bot, where I guess I kind of unintentionally made her a villain after that video I did on Team Sorcerers, where I'm just doing what other YouTubers have done and just have a conversation with her, and, well, in my case, challenge her to a duel, and she mentioned about world domination, which I guess
It's motivation.
made her become a villain, hence why
Been using her as such.
Christmas Chaos Tournament storyline happened, and why in the latest movie I did, she teamed up with Dr. Longnose.
Well, when you have your plan of taking over the world, you're not exactly a good guy after that.
So, yeah, I thought that would be funny to do. And
It was kind of
Christmas
funny,
Chaos
just have a couple of
Tournament,
fan
I thought
favorites.
That, obviously,
Plus, it was like a good villain team up.
round about Christmas in 2023. And then, of course, there's my spin-off series, Dawn of the Cyber Heroes, which I made because I was just
Bored.
holding off on trying to make any other movies involving my movie character.
So you made the cyber realm. You want to make stuff, but also
Yeah, I
not
wanted
end up
the next
discombobulating
movie
the
for my
timeline.
character to, well, beat the big one that the four of us are working.
The sinister one, yeah.
But because that's been in development hell, and I wanted to carry on making movies.
Yeah. You launched the spin-off.
I wanted to basically have something to keep people interested.
Which worked, to be fair. They're a little bit more
So,
simpler episodes, but not
yeah,
everything needs to be
start
end
of
of the
a
glory
series
scenario.
will,
Sometimes it could just be, hey, this guy's a douche, let's stop him.
well, Yu-Gi-Oh! Cyber Heroes, with the first one being Dawn of the Cyber Heroes, which
Crossover with Gungnir.
got involved with as well.
So I was introduced to you, frickin' magician. Gungnir got involved. Hey, sometimes one guy leads to
And then,
another.
Of course, there's the end of
So just
that
check out,
episode.
and
where
that's how we're here now.
Demon breaks into
I probably wonder if I should rewatch that one, just because
science
now that I have
facility
the
and causes
context. Meh.
problems. And then that scene pops up again in the other movie I made for my 500 subscriber special, Rampage of the Earthbounds. Now, again, this is where things can get a bit tricky. So,
Yeah,
try
because you
and
upload like a
follow me if you
subscriber
can on
special
this
thing
one.
and to upload
So,
the movie. We're still waiting on the movie.
So the end of that,
Like we had
the
the
end
setup
of
for
Dawn
it,
of
but
the Cyber Heroes
still waiting on more.
is
But
also
development
the very
hell.
start of Rampage of the Immortals, Rampage of the Earthbound. Sorry.
perhaps I get mixed up though.
Yeah, that's happening at the same time.
It was two subspecials. I remember there was a subspecial goal for one of them.
And then, as for the events of that movie and the end of it, that is basically taking place both before and during the events of the big movie. Again, that the four of us are working on, and that last clip at the end where I'm running, that's actually a small scene from that big movie.
Okay, so you got a little
There's
sneak
a
peek.
teaser there.
I'm sure you will put in a lot of hard work. Run.
So now you're probably
Eh.
wondering what I'm
Builds hype,
running
I guess.
towards or
Main
running
character
for.
moving.
Obviously, when it comes out,
It's better than if the clip was just him standing there. The end. It's not even like you compose it, like just stands there.
To where these fit in into the timeline. So yeah, like I said, the third one, the Trial of the Octopolypse, like I said, that happens on Halloween 2022. And then, of course, the next one after that, against the Last Duel Bot, that happens, obviously, after that movie. And then we finally get to the point when the big movie is supposed to take place, and it is supposed to take place basically either towards the end of 2022 or early 2023. So either just before Christmas 2022 or afterwards.
Sometime
which
around
would
there. The
make
point is around
sense,
Christmas time.
Considering we started working on it in 2022. Of course, one tiny issue with that is that in
I'm
a
not
couple
in
of
it, you're
early
kidding.
scenes in the big movie.
Imagine one of these
I'm
movies just
wearing a
didn't have
t-shirt.
magician, technically. Like, it'd just be the
One
actor.
of the scenes
Not like the
was
character,
filmed
just,
in
you know.
August 2022.
Who am I
And,
watching?
yeah, it wouldn't make much sense to wear it in. Just only have a T-shirt on top, like in November, December, or January. Unless, of course, for some reason it was a warm day. And to be fair,
It often is.
there have been occasional warm days, like in the autumn and winter time.
I mean,
think
yeah. The thing
that
about
could be
changing seasons,
excused.
sometimes it changes to warm seasons randomly. And it makes you regret bringing in the frickin' air conditionings. Oh wait,
in any
Britain,
case,
there are no air conditioners.
big movies
Not in
meant
houses
to happen
anyway.
like very late 2022 or quite early on in 2023. So yes, this would also mean that the character of Rick, the AI counterpart to my movie character, was created like in November time 2022. So, yeah, that would mean that there are these Team Sorcerer's anniversary specials and the Christmas Chaos tournament do happen sometime after the events of the big movie. So I guess it does give away that regardless of what happens in that big movie, my movie character seems to turn out okay.
Which is good.
But yeah, again, I'm still trying really hard not to give anything away about what happens. So, yeah, now we have to basically go back to cyber heroes. So this does bring about the question of the Fire and Fiend episodes and the 2 episodes that happen after
Those marathons.
clowning around and
They're in a
Skull
interesting place
issue.
indicated, but eh.
When do they take place? I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think too much about that.
Fire and Fiend can just be like whatever. They're I don't want to say fillerish, but it's like who cares about the timeline of where they are really?
Saga. It involves decks that were basically
Meta.
in the meta last year.
And it's done stuff he wanted to play for fun.
Smiths, Fire Kings,
Salamangreats.
Snake Eyes, Unchained.
Well, there were
things
Salamangreats in
like
there. I don't
that.
think there was a Salamangreat duelist. My favorite was still the Shark Hat.
And of course, Theme Smiths came about in.
I still remember just turning to the side, seeing that hat and losing my mind.
So
I did like also they were just put like a different shirt or
the
hat
events
to
of
make
Dawn
to
of
match the
Cyber
characters
Heroes
and like
take
that. Like
place in
just he could have just easily like
2022.
just
That
put more than the same
basically
for all, but no, he put that
suggests
little
that
extra effort. It's
there's a
not much, but you know, it's a little extra bit that goes a long way.
2023.
It's like wearing a Christmas hat around Christmas time. It's like, yeah, it didn't take much work, but it's appreciated
What's
nonetheless.
going on during that period of time. But at the moment, I guess the only explanation I can think of is that because the demon attacked the science facility, which basically handles things in the virtual world, either the virtual world got shut down, or the virtual world got cut off from the real world.
Once you cut off and shut
and
down, that means
as
you
a
can't get
result,
those characters back.
Nothing's happened.
Although you could claim you could just turn it off and on again.
So, yeah, that's something I didn't really think about.
I do the comic
So-
though, vaguely that I saw, where like a woman's telling
And then,
everyone
of
that
course,
the
with
world
the
is
2
ending, the
episodes
world's ending,
after
they're all gonna
that,
die, and they're all in
clowning around,
state of
and,
acceptance, you know, just enjoying the final
yeah,
moments.
Skull issue.
And then the game gets
There is
shut
some
down
sort of
permanently.
workaround, because in those
It's one of those
episodes,
MMORPGs.
there's no mention
It's like,
of the
huh,
events
okay, that's an
of
interesting
the
twist on
Fire
it.
and Fiend shitstorm that happened, basically. So, what I may have to say here is that the events of Skull Issue and Clowning Around happen before the Fire and Fiend stuff that happened.
I see. Interesting.
And then any Cyber Heroes episodes that I do after that one would have to happen between Skull Issue and the start of the Fire and Fiend War. If I was doing it in seasons, like season 1, season 2 or whatever, then the start of the Fire and Fiend War could possibly be something that starts up in the season 1 finale, and then at the start of season 2, that the whole Fire and Fiend thing would have ended. I feel like that would make some sense, again, because like I said, there's no mention of those events happening in Clowning Around and Skull issue. But then, of course, in Skull issue, a big tournament is mentioned by the Skull. I haven't given him a name yet, but I've got some ideas. And then, of course, there's my last movie, Whatever Happened to Dr. Longnose. Well, I said at the start that it takes place after a showdown with the villain known as the Sinister One. So, yeah.
So the
it
Sinister
still
One's been
happens
dealt with off screen.
sometime after the events.
We'll get that on screen at
of the
some
big
point, but
movie.
right now,
And
wait.
it's-
we can't do the big movie, so we have to
I guess that
go
does
around
imply
it.
that the Sinister One will be revealed and is in that movie.
Man, this is like having a trilogy in between your two different timelines. Oh wait, between prequels and
That's a
sequels.
spoiler or not. So yeah, obviously, because my channel's 18th anniversary is mentioned in Whatever Happened to Dr. Longnose, that of course happens like in the present, or at least it will be the present at the time of recording. So May 2025. And the big tournament still hasn't happened yet. So I guess in a way, like during 2023, this so-called big tournament was still being planned. But then, of course, I guess that would cause a bit of a consistency issue.
I guess so, yeah.
because, because in early 2024 was when I created my own format, Richician format, and I said at the start of the 8th episode, Clowning Around, duels in the Cyber Heroes series happen under my format. Meanwhile, the Fire and Fiend stuff does involve Richician format decks as well. But there could be a workaround to this, as because I had an idea for a prototype of this, like near the end of 2023. So, which means technically I would have first thought of it in 2023. Even though it doesn't match the timeline in real life, the idea of Richician format could still happen 1 year earlier.
Potentially, yeah.
In my movie series timeline. But yeah, going back to whatever happened to Dr. Longnose, I feel like the Fire and Fiend stuff would have basically delayed preparing for this big tournament, and then once that was over and done with, then you know, it could actually happen, and of course in the intro of the Fire and Fiend stuff, it mentions that I'm out of the competitive scene.
Yeah, for right
which
now.
Does technically match up, as well.
Just beat the big bad.
Again, I've not been playing in tournaments, or at least not.
Not to mention, you're kind of focusing on saving the world. Not a lot of time for tournaments in between.
The autumn of 2023. So, and I've just not wanted to get involved in the competitive side of Yu-Gi-Oh! Since then. So, you know, if these events, the Fire and Fiend events, are still happening in 2024, it would wondering about the question, where is my movie character during all of this?
Denny's. He's just an IHOP.
No.
They said all you can eat,
What's
damn
happening
it.
with Rick, he's, you know,
He's out saving the
trying
world
to
from other
save
generic bad
everyone.
guys.
Um,
Just a safe assumption on my end.
but, again,
Assume these
I
aren't
guess
like
there's no
chronological orders, just
explanation
jumping
on
in
where
random
my
battles.
movie character is. Because, you know, with a huge disaster like that, you would think it would be all over the news or some kind of social media.
You would think so,
You know,
but
everyone would know about it.
I don't want to go on that train.
So it's hard to say what happens exactly. I mean, maybe I can do a movie where I could come back to this at some point.
Potentially, it's a loose end you could
That
tie up. Don't have to, but you
something
could.
I didn't completely think about.
Had to come up with something. Again, April Fool's Day video. We just had Denny's. These pancakes are amazing.
Because
It's not
I
McDonald's.
originally did think about tying this in with the events of the big movie, but again, because certain archetypes and decks came about, like, way after late 2022, it wouldn't make sense.
Oh really? They kept making Yu-Gi-Oh products. I thought they'd stop.
match up.
I was still countless.
Real
I was telling
life
countless times that this game was dying. How they keep printing stuff.
So, I guess I could come back to it, but I feel like it would be a similar situation to events that happen in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
You don't want to be seen as a
You know,
copycat.
like
Fair
the
enough.
Season 4 storyline.
Yeah, Jane usually bail, then leaves for a while, comes
Truman
back.
and Night Shroud are making people disappear, and Yugi isn't around. And that makes you think, well, where's Yugi when all of this is going on?
Well,
so
there actually
guess
is an
in a way
explanation from
this
one of the
kind of
YouTubers,
mirrors
just
that.
from YouTuber, I can't remember his name. He actually gave an explanation, just like where's Yugi, Kaiba, Joey during the whole Darkness invasion thing. The main takeaway was Darkness had to duel them
it's
at
not like,
first in order to take them to his
my
world,
movie
but obviously
character
Yugi,
wouldn't
Kaiba,
care.
Joey are way
My
too
movie
strong
character
to
would
beat.
want to
But
jump
by the end of the
in
series, he
and
just starts
out.
abducting people anyway. So basically, he just needed to charge long enough, and then he
It's
just
not
cheated and
something
took them by
he
force.
would just completely ignore.
Which is an interesting explanation. This is like, how did you? There's the Mr. T is being
maybe I
Yugi,
could
Kaiba, Joey. Joey,
come
maybe.
back to
Kaiba, Yugi,
this,
no.
At a later date. Of course, to be honest, movie-wise, I'd just rather continue working on the big movie. But as for Cyber Heroes, you know, don't worry, it hasn't been cancelled.
Which is good to hear.
Like I said, I know I haven't done one since, like, what was it, September? Or
It's a couple
August
months
last
back, yeah.
year?
In fact, I think that's a
Obviously,
couple
it's
months
because
ago,
I've
so I'm
been
getting to it.
too busy with other things.
In fact, I think the Cyber Heroes one's actually earlier than this one, because he worked on Cyber Heroes, and then he worked on this, and then the new Cyber Heroes episode that I checked out recently. It'll get a little out of chronological order, but eh. There were no riots.
But, yeah, other than that, I think I've basically covered my movie series timeline. But yeah, I'll try and recap it as best I can. So, you know, in terms of the order, so it's
Take notes for those doing chronological playlists.
Dark Magician versus the 6 decks of the Octopolis,
Mm-hmm.
the time travel adventure,
Where you met dinosaurs.
Trial of the Octopolis,
It's back.
Dark Magician versus the Last Duel Bot, and then after that would be Dawn of the Cyber Heroes, Rampage of the Earthbounds, the big movie that's happening,
At some point.
which of course will have the biggest cast number yet.
I believe it.
Even
2
though it's
whole
just
people.
4 people.
Hey, 4 people is a lot when you're just used to seeing 1.
because before the most was just 2.
There.
One with me and Dragon Master, the other with me and Gunner.
True.
Events of the big movie, that's next.
Does EVPod count? Not really.
Then it is Clowning Around, Skull Issue, and then a whole bunch of other Cyber Heroes episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Then, provided it's still on my movie timeline, The Reaper Unleashed, that's the Team Sorcerer's 4th anniversary movie.
This is the potential alternate timeline.
Then after that, it's the Christmas Chaos Tournament with Evie Bot. And then after that, it's the 6 Fire and Fiend episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, a long time after that, it's the Team Sorcerer's special, the Team Sorcerer's 5th anniversary movie, and then obviously last in the timeline at the moment is Whatever Happened to Dr. Longnose.
It's Long Nose. Wait, no, it isn't. It's maybe the final joke with Long Nose where he officially died. It's so pronounces his name correctly. He's like, finally, and then dies.
Like I said, as for the anniversary movies that happen on Team Sorcerers, again, I'll leave that up to you to decide whether or not it's on my movie timeline or whether or not it's on a separate timeline or alternate universe. And that's going to cover it. And before I wrap up the video, I'm also going to cover a few things that have been questioned or assumed about. In Rampage of the Earthbounds, it was assumed that it was happening in the virtual world because there's a cat, Tally, the Squishmallow, and the bear, Beanie Baby, Secret. I mean, I can see
cyberspace. You
why
can just
that would be assumed.
yeah.
Plus, because in the virtual world,
There's less rules.
do have their own avatars, just like how it sort of works in Link Vrains.
Yeah, in
But,
Vrains you could like be a penguin or a pigeon or a
Rampage
frog,
of the
it's whatever.
Earthbounds doesn't actually
You got
happen
less rules in there.
the virtual world. It happens in the real world.
I think they did that to some people were wacky, be like, oh, we want to animate something other than just humans all the time. But then Seven just came along, like, the Go Rush was just like, why would you ever need to
I
even
thought
give an
it
explanation?
would be a fun just to have, what's the
Okay,
word
they didn't go
I'm
that
looking
far,
for?
but it was still like, what the hell?
Animalorphic characters, just like in cartoons and stuff, where animals are just walking and talking. So this is basically a similar thing.
You got anthropomorphic
just to
animals
make it
because
so
that's
that
why.
there's more characters, basically.
It's fine.
Um,
It's a good way to get extra characters that is just you and another
yeah, I
vast
just thought
too.
I'd explain that.
Push off the toys.
And then something came up about
I'm sorry, stuffed
Carv's
animals.
sanctity. Now, it was questioned about whether or not it would be able to be activated if at least one player already has 6 cards in hand. But the thing is, this never came up in the Yu-Gi-Oh anime.
Well, yeah, because no one ever activates sanctity when someone had 6
Right,
cards
if
in
I
hand.
can
It's
just-
just their ask.
Find the wording for card of sanctity.
Yeah, draw until you have 6
Because,
cards,
yeah,
and
obviously
both duelists draw until they have 6
with,
cards in their hand.
the
thing
anime
is,
version
both.
of my movie series, and it just simply states each player draws until they have 6 cards in their hands.
Again, that's one of those things that I only ran into
Obviously,
when
there's
doing Edo
no
Pro when I,
official rules
try to double dip
regarding
and
the
it doesn't
anime
work.
version.
But whatever, in your timeline it works like
Yeah,
that. It's not the end of the
I-
world. At least it's established. That's one of those things you're just like, who would ever think
So
that
I
that
don't
situation
know
would come up? Well, guess what?
Would be here, but I just assumed that simply if one of the players already has 6 cards in hand,
They can't draw.
simply don't draw, and whoever has less than 6 just
Draws.
draws. And of course, this scenario came up in the last Duel bot. Dark Magician versus the last Duel bot. The clowning around episode.
It wasn't until the team up with
can't
Long
remember
Nose
if it
and
came
Eevee
up
bot,
in,
but that's because I didn't know about it till then. Because really, it sounds like, yeah, it's probably something that would happen. It sounds ridiculous, but it sounds plausible. And then you learn.
It did come up an excessive amount of times in whatever happened to Dr. Longnose.
Because he kept fucking activating it.
But yeah, if there is a rule in where it said it can't be activated if one of the
It's
players
probably
has
like to
6,
each their
then,
own or something like
yeah,
that, you
I
know?
feel like I may have
It's like house rules.
screwed up here, but
It's whatever, dude.
I would just simply have to
It's like you're going to tournaments with anime cards saying, do you?
specify
Like
that
actual
that
tournaments.
ruling doesn't exist in my movie universe.
That's fine. No problem with that, as long as it's established.
It's just for the sake of the plot.
Right.
And yeah.
And comboing
I
for
know
12
it
more
was
minutes.
Used an excessive amount of times in whatever happened to Dr. Longnose.
Yes, seriously, that was freaking obnoxious.
I
Slow.
basically had to do it that way.
I
just
have
to
expected him to.
make
I expected him to lose via
that
deck up
certain
by the end of that,
character
but yeah.
do all the plays that I wanted to have happen to reach the end result that I want to have happen.
And sometimes you gotta
It is
overextend a little bit.
tedious, I know. I think it's tedious as well, but it's one of those things that just has to be done.
You have an end goal in mind. This is how we reach it the quickest and
I don't seem to
easiest.
ever
So
do it
yeah,
whenever a character is using a mixture of different archetypes.
that is neat. Yeah.
Well, except when the demon used it in Rampage of the Earthbound. So, yeah, that was that basically.
Well, let's have an explanation about how everything
Oh,
works out and how the
that's for the
timeline
big
works.
tournament that was mentioned. I mean, it was assumed that it would be the Fire and Fiend tournaments that happened, but no, that is not the case.
Oh.
They are separate things.
Okay, separate
Yeah,
tournaments.
the Fire and Fiend stuff was 6 tournaments, whereas
Yeah.
the big tournament that's mentioned is only one big event. So, yeah, these are just a few things I wanted to clear up before wrapping up the video. But yeah, that concludes it. I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, thanks for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you later. Bye.
And now you get the should we go after?
Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Dark Magician YouTube channel.
Link to channel description as always. Yeah, it's nice to have the original, or like official timeline of how this all works together. It's funny they ran into a bit of the problem and just like, yeah. So I don't know where this goes, honestly. Just try to get stuff out. It happens tonight. Just like, how is this fitting in the timeline? We'll worry about that one later. But at least he's got the general idea of it now. And someone has to be like, questionable canon, then whatever. Whatever. It's not the end of the world. I'm just all fans with him. The Car of Sanctity one isn't like that big of a deal. It's really just like, when will that situation ever come up where people find out? Oh, people found out. How about that? Hey, sometimes you don't know until you fuck. People only tell you when there's a mistake or when you fuck up. You know, if you did something wrong, people will make sure to tell you. If you did something right, everyone shuts the fuck up. But yeah, nice to get the official timeline and figure out how this all works together. Looking forward to this big movie. It's funny how everything was working around that thing. Just like this thing got delayed for so long that we actually skipped it and moved ahead in the timeline, and we're gonna have to come back to it later. But hey, that's what I'm sure it'll be a good movie when we do get to it, of course. it should be fun to see, especially with all the cast of characters and them all interacting off of each other. That should be fun. More than just the Magician's show. So, not that there's anything wrong with that, just, hoping to see more in the future. So, that'll be fun. It is going to go around it, but yeah, we'll get back to it. We'll get back to it. Hearing long loss in the background was fun. Fan there for a reason. It's a simple joke, but it gets a laugh. It doesn't have to be super high tech or anything like that. But yeah. Anyway, that's the official timeline of the Dark Magician movie series timeline. It is funny how all this came to be, though, on just a whim, though. It's like, I want to do this for fun. And now here we are. Hey, you know what? Sometimes just taking a chance is all it takes. Sometimes the chance doesn't pay off, but sometimes you get a little something out of it. It just, it's all it takes is that first step. And that's how it needs to make goodness. I don't know about greatness, but goodness. It's fun. It's fun. You get fans that way. And, yeah, it's good stuff to see. If we didn't take the first step, we wouldn't be where we are right now. So, yeah, just funny how that all worked out. Alright, well, good job to Dark Magician, and be sure to check him out in the link to channel description below there. Yes, I can English speak too. With all that said, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you all next time. Later.